G'day everyone, my name's Cautious Pancake, and today let's talk about something that's been bothering me a little this past year or so, and that's how we evaluate horde bases. Anyone who's seen a bit of my channel will know that one of the things that I love about 7 Days is Horde Night, in particular, the base building that is an integral part of survival. For me, many other survival games lack this key element, both in terms of the general creativity permitted in the base building, but also in the importance of a good base design for surviving attacks. So shout out here to Paragon, who challenged me to build the best possible horde base for a 64 zombie, insane difficulty, nightmare speed, max game stage horde. But while thinking about this challenge, it made me wonder how we can review bases to see how they perform comparatively. There's an obvious gut feel that most players will have, especially in the early game stages, where you can easily defeat all zombies in the horde, but as we progress into late game stages, is it better to go with traps and getting 20 to 50% of XP, or go guns only and get the full XP, but possibly kill less zombies? Also, when we say better, XP is one measure, but ease of build, material cost, and time to repair after a horde night are also metrics that different players might want to measure by. To try and get a feel for this, I ran a poll asking you all what you think would be the best measure for evaluating a horde base, and the two clear leading responses were the weighted cost of blocks used and the stuff that cost less just kill some zombies response. So taking these two key points, my thinking is that to evaluate horde bases, we would need to create, firstly, a defined and repeatable Horde Night setup, second, a way to measure the XP gain, and lastly, a defined weighting system for the cost of blocks used in the base. So for our setup, here's the plan for Horde Night. For the game settings, we need difficulty set to insane, Horde Night zombies set to 64, and the Horde Night run speed set to nightmare. In terms of progression, the player level needs to be 113, and the day can be set to anything greater than or equal to 113 with no deaths. This will set the game stage to 271, and if you need more information on how we got that, check out my game stages broken video. Now, why these settings, you might be asking? Firstly, it's so that you can't just max out all of the skills. We don't want to have a scenario where evaluating horde bases with no restrictions whatsoever, which doesn't emulate how you typically play the game. The other reason for having a 271 game stage in particular is that the 3 waves of zombies that you get during Horde Night will contain dogs, cops, and demos, which are the 3 trickiest aspects when it comes to base building, as well as all the usual normal, feral, and radiated zombies. And lastly, as per that game stage video, we know that it is functionally equivalent to the maximum of 720 game stage that you get when you set the player level to 300 and the day to say 7,000. It's just got slightly fewer zombies per wave at 368 instead of 500. However, if we manage to kill all 1,104 zombies, then we can consider that is probably a fully effective horde base, at which point it just comes down to how expensive it was to build. Next, we need to consider what skills we take. In order to have a semi-realistic kind of setup, I'm proposing the following. Firstly, no tutorial points, just to keep things easier to set up. Next, we need to set all of the stats to 7 to give a broad base of functionality. From there, we need to take some of the most commonly used skills. You might disagree with some of these picks, but the intent is really just to use up the vast majority of the points on things that you would typically have in most games, rather than picking any sort of optimal build, and leaving enough points over for viable combat setups. So we're going to take 4 points in Sex Rex, 5 points in Minus 69er, 5 points in Motherload, and 4 points in either heavy or light armor. We need Lucky Looter set to 4, Pain Tolerance set to 3, Flurry of Blows set to 3, Run and Gun set to 3, Hidden Strike to 2, From the Shadows to 2, Daring Adventurer set to 3, Better Barter set to 4, and don't forget that we need to go back and set Pack Mule to 5. This leaves us 30 points to max out a stat or 2. It takes 8 points to get to level 10 from level 7, and 5 points to put into 2 weapon skills to max them out with a backup that's not quite maxed with 4 points. For example, we can take clubs and shotguns to 5 points each, plus strength max to 10, which is 18 points total. We've then got 8 points to get another stat to max, and 4 points to put into another backup weapon. This is designed to force a selection of weapons rather than just maxing them all out. For books, I'm proposing that we allow 7 books total, expecting that the books will be used on the set that aligns with the primary weapon, but not necessarily. For equipment loadout, we would take any tier 6 primary and backup weapons, with all mods available of your choice, 5 bandages, 5 first aid kits, 10 bottles of water, and ammo is completely open, although we might come back to that one at the end. The next aspect for evaluating Horde bases is to have a way to measure the XP gained. To do this one is fairly simple. Since we're going to use debug mode to give ourselves XP to get to a level 113, we can set this up to start from exactly the beginning of that level. To do this, assuming that we're starting from a new game and haven't gained much XP yet, especially given that we're not doing the opening tutorial quests, we can grind ourselves 13.5 million XP. This will jump us directly to level 112. We can then use the character sheet to see the required XP to the next level, although since we're using the give self XP command, it's also helpfully written to the debug window after making that call. As a result, we can then grant ourselves the exact amount of XP to get us to the beginning of level 113. That also leaves us 186,791 XP required to make it to level 114. With that knowledge, it should be a simple case of taking the level that we got to and the XP remaining to determine how much XP was earned during the Horde. If we make it beyond level 114, here's the XP breakdown per level for use in calculating the XP gain. Okay, so now that we're done with the easy stuff, let's talk about the weighting system. What I'm proposing is to take into account the cost of materials for the blocks used in base building. I'm not looking to allocate a cost of any time of manufacture, and the material cost is based on the raw materials used without any skill bonus applied, particularly any reduction coming from advanced engineering when we get to the trap blocks. The cost framework is based on raw materials, all costing a single point each. So wood, stone, iron, clay, and other materials like oil shale and scrap polymer all cost 1 point each. For things like electrical and mechanical parts, these are worth 10 points each, and for the rarer weapon parts, these are worth 20 points each. Putting this into effect, you get, for the basic blocks, wood blocks costing 10 points for the 10 wood that they use. Cobblestone costing 20 points, as they're made up of 10 cobblestone rocks, and each cobblestone rock is made up of 1 clay and 1 stone. Concrete would cost 50 points, as it's made up of 10 concrete mixes, and each concrete mix has 1 crushed sand, which is 1 stone, and 1 cement, which is made up of 3 stones when you round it up. For 5 stones per concrete mix at 10 concrete mixes, that's 50 points for the concrete blocks. Steel gets a bit more complicated. It's made up of 10 forged steel, and each forged steel is made up of 3 clay and 31 iron, totaling 30 clay and 310 iron for a total score of 340 points. Moving on from there, we can look at some of the trap blocks used. For example, an electric fence uses 7 forged iron and 3 electrical parts. The forged iron comes to 98 points total, and the 3 electrical parts is 30 points, given that we mentioned that we're costing electrical parts at 10 times the number. That means an electrical fence will cost 128 points. Blade traps get a little bit more expensive, as they're made up of 15 forged iron, 15 forged steel, 12 mechanical parts, 9 electrical parts, and 15 oil. When you break these down to their composite items and then add up the total points, you get 961. While there's other blocks that we could go into, this gives you an idea of how I'm planning on structuring the base build cost and how we could calculate the cost of other blocks and subsequently the total of the base. So during this video, I've been slowly building out a very basic Horde base, the intent being that this is hopefully a middle of the road Horde base for reference. I expect that some of my more conceptual bases, like the 6,000 foot Horde base from the last video, will perform worse than this, and hopefully some of the other bases, either existing or new, will perform better. But it's taking a bit long, so let's fast forward through to the end. Essentially, this base is a simple killing corridor that will have 7 electric fences and a sledge turret to push the zombies off that make it through. It's my usual 12 blocks off the ground to keep it out of the range of rage mode, and used 485 concrete blocks to make. I've got my stats maxed for strength and fortitude, and I've also put 5 points into machine gun and shotguns, with 4 points into clubs. The other points are the defaults, with no points in advanced engineering, so we'll lose all the XP for any zombies that are killed by the electric fences. Finally, I've taken all my books in machine gun, and I've got 600 rounds of each of the different types of 7.62 ammo, 600 rounds of shotgun shells, and 25 contract grenades, just in case we need to clean things out. So let's crack on and see how the Horde goes. Alright, there's Horde Night. Sounds like we might have a vulture coming in early. But I can't see anyone else just yet. There they go. With this base design, we're not going to see them until they pop their heads up through the corridor. And here we go. Nice couple of pops to start. Starting off with the AP ammo, because the first wave is going to have cops, and there we go. But not only cops, it's got normal cops and feral cops, just to make life entertaining. No demos though, but it will have dogs. Second wave, no cops, no demos, just a regular wave. And the third wave, I think from memory, has both cops and demos. So we'll use the AP to get through the double cop wave to begin with. We might switch to normal ammo for the middle wave, since there's nothing particularly special about it. And then we'll keep the high power ammo for the third wave. And hopefully we can make it through. Nothing complicated with this design. It's just going to be channeling the zombies straight down into these electric fences, which I hope will last the night, because I didn't bring anything to repair them with. So we've got to try and keep the zombies off the fences, try to keep the explosions to a minimum. We'll see how we go. So far so good, and we can ignore the dogs that make it to us. If we get a shot on them, we'll take it, but for the most part the sledge turret is just going to knock them back down and either eventually kill them, or we can... Oh, I just got that cop. Or we can take them out once they hang around at the front here, if they do. Just trying to shoot and burst so that we get as many headshots as possible. We've also got a rad remover in as a mod, since we've got a lot of rads coming through at this high game stage. Just a reminder for those that might not have seen it, although the game stage may not seem particularly high compared to I think there's a cop. Compared to what you would normally consider an endgame horde on day 7,000 or whatever. In one of my previous videos I did break down how the game stage at this earlier level, or anything from about 240 upwards, is fundamentally the same. Here's another one. Fundamentally the same as the game stage, you know, full end game stage 720 single player. There's only a slight increase. Yeah, got that one. Only a slight increase in the number of available zombies in the waves. At 720 you've got 500 zombies, although that actually kicks in much earlier than game stage 720. And at 271 as we're playing here, I think it was a 368 I think we said earlier. Nice little 31,000 in XP there. Otherwise we'll just continue on. Keeping those cops down. I think we just got both of them. Sometimes the dogs seem to be stuck behind this door. Sledge turret's obviously knocking them onto the force field box that I've got for going out and repairing the electric fences. So not the best design obviously, but just something to give us a bit of a benchmark to work against and see how other bases perform in the future. That being said, so far it's working quite well. I think we're ripping through a lot of these zombies and getting quite a lot of XP. So that's good. Just about out of the AP ammo now. But on the plus side, we're coming up to midnight, which means we'll start on the second wave. Got a little bit left. Given that we've got 600 of each ammo type, that's kind of the goal, is to use up an ammo type for each wave across each of the 2 hours of Horde Night. Okay, that's midnight, so there'll be obviously a few more cops. Let's just chuck a grenade down, and then we might finish off the last of the ammo. Hopefully finish off the last of the cops. And as they die, they'll be replaced with wave 2. Oh, need to repair, and we got a level up. That's good timing. Ah, that's bad timing. Just as I'm trying to get the grenade down there, that cop blew up. Using a bit of the shotgun shells just to keep things a bit different, and for when we need to take care of these dogs. Alright, last 25 rounds of AP after this grenade, just to try and keep things back down the tunnel so that the fences stay as fresh as possible. Okay, time for the normal ammo for wave 2, half an hour in. This one will just have, I think it has dogs as well, but otherwise the normal mix of zombies, ferals and radiated. So this will be in some ways the hardest for getting the kills with the ammo type, but at least we don't have to worry about anybody blowing up on us. Now there's 6,000 XP at the moment, or doubled that with the grenades, that's nice. Certainly doesn't feel like we're getting as many kills as we were before. Where'd that cop come from? Must have been hanging around from the last wave. You can see that I'm not shooting quite as restrained as before. Needing a few more rounds downstream just to get through the zombies. But that grenade worked wonders. 48,000 XP on the count at the moment. So we're definitely getting a bit. Remembering that any of the zombies that the fences finish off for us are going to result in 0 experience because we have no points in advanced engineering. 60,000. See if we can keep that going up. Ah, dropped off on the grenade. Oh well. Since they're up close, let's use the shotgun for a while. We might need to save some of that ammo on the machine gun, because they're all clustered around the exit here. Getting a little bit too close. Just repair that. Ready for the last wave, we're going to need it, as well as that high power ammo. I think conservation's going out the window for a minute. They're getting a little bit too close. We don't want them breaching through the concrete bars here. They'll get a few hits in while the sledge turret pulls back. So let's just chew up the rest of the normal ammo because we're into the final wave now. Use that all up and then switch over to the high power for the final wave. It's not holding them back at all though, is it? Man. Need something to just create enough of distance so we can get a grenade in. Or something. Alright. High power ammo time. See if this makes a difference. That's certainly created a bit of space. Here's the cops back again. Reminder, we've got cops and demos on this last wave. Gonna have to keep an eye out for the demos. Ah. And there we go. Why is it every time I say keep an eye out for demos, we blow up a demo? I didn't even see it in the back there. Well, that's certainly done a bit of damage. It looks like the pathing is still okay. We've still got a floor. There's no redundancy in this, other than the double paths up. That single passageway, if that goes, we're cactus. So let's hope we can finish off all the cops and not blow up any more demos, because if we lose another one, thankfully that was a cop. If we lose another one, I think it's game over. You can see that breached into the wall a little bit, but I think that's just, I don't know where they're going because there's no path out there. for them to get to us. So I think they're just getting a bit confused and deciding to attack some extra blocks, which is buying us some time. So I'm going to take that. It'll slow down potentially the XP gain, but I think it'll keep us alive enough that we can hopefully make it. Got another hour 15 to go, and it's we might just limp it home. There's the demo. Okay, careful. Oh, and now we need repairs. There we go, come on. These cops out because it's getting toasty in here. Oh, how we didn't hit that demo's chest plate. Oh god, he's come through the front. That's not good. Now we've got to kill him in the base with us without him hitting us. He's still not dead. Oh, there we go. And another one. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Okay, he's down. He's down. Got a vulture somewhere, but not at one of the doors. Okay, got a bit of space. Oh, why has it gone quiet? Have we broken the base? Nope. We're still coming. I was going to say, I doubt we've killed them all. So, unless a path broke temporarily, or that's flipped from one ramp to another or something. Yep, here they all come. Alright. 30 minutes to go. Come on. Whoa. That's it. Knock the demos off so I don't blow them up. Breaking my own blocks with the shotgun. Ouch. Oh, need to heal. I can hear dead electric fences. Oh no. Whoop. We're still here? Yes? Is there still a path to us? That's the question. Possibly not. But with 10 minutes to go, we might just stand... Nope, we might not just stand here. We might just see what we can do to finish out this Horde Night. Last little bit of XP. Oh, just die. There we go. Take another first aid kit. See if that'll help. Oh, nope, don't want you. Go away. I'm out. I'm out. Right, can't go that way. I just want to get somewhere away from those zombies so we can look at the stats. How much XP did we make? Where are we at for levels? Where can I go? I might just run this way. Hopefully they're behind me. No, they're not behind me. Ouch. Oh, there goes the leg. That's not good. Let's have a quick look. There we go. Level 115 and 15 to 73 to the next level. There we go. So I'm going to call that a win. And looking at the numbers, it looks like I've got 654 kills out of the 1,104 that were on offer, which is approximately 59% of the zombies killed. We got 2 levels up, so XP gain was 545,100, and the total base cost, excluding the spotlight, which was just there for filming, was 27,192. And in case it helps for future, that's a ratio of 20.04 XP to base cost. So what do you think? While this approach still means that the skill of the player doing the evaluation will to some degree drive how much XP you get, for a single person it will still hopefully provide a consistent way to rank bases based on the XP they generate and the cost of the build. It's a little bit bad timing with Alpha 21 around the corner, which will be revamping the skills, so the default skills used will need some rework, but I think the concept will hold. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this useful or a colossal waste of time? Should the cost of the materials at all be adjusted? And should the cost of the base also include ammo usage, as playing the same base with AP ammo versus normal ammo could make a difference? And finally, do you even want to see bases compared, or do you just prefer to play without someone else providing a preconceived rating of the base? Please let me know what you're thinking. Hopefully this has been interesting for you, and if so, please inform the all-knowing YouTube by giving it a like, and if you'd like to see more Horde-based videos, please subscribe and come back for the next one. As always, thanks for watching, and happy building.